Hi everyone, thank you for tuning in to episode 10 of Behind the Scenes with Teddi. And this week, I'd like to talk a little bit about the challenges of building an audience. And so, I think first off, one of the bigger challenges is, in thinking about all of this, was just like where to even begin with building your audience. You know, like one of the things that immediately popped up into our mind is like, as an independent animation studio, we're bootstrapping a lot of this ourselves, and so eventually we would like to launch a Kickstarter campaign, for example. And in order for that to be successful, it would help to have a community that is already backing you. And so, one of the things we want to do is build out that community for not only the Kickstarter, but also for the eventual launch of our pilot. And so. It can be a little daunting of just like, gosh, where do you even begin with building your audience, and so and that led us to the question of like, who is our target audience? We're building a show for preschool kids, but when you think about it, when we're planning on launching the episode on YouTube, and obviously it's a kid show. Obviously we're going to be targeting preschool age. But when you're going through the journey, when you're going through the process of building the community, we're thinking of like a lot of the target audience can be. It's not necessarily just kids, but we're thinking about parents, and even just going through this process and being in the indie animation community. We're thinking about the animation community as well, and because we want to share what it's like even going through this whole process of creating your own show, because I'm sure like a lot of people have great ideas and would love to do something like this, and so that is part of the motivation of this YouTube channel, to kind of share what that process looks like, and when we're not necessarily experts on it, we're going through it very organically, and learning all of the different challenges along the way. And so we're constantly asking ourselves the questions of like, as we're making our show, like what are kids going to enjoy, and like how do we tell the story that we really love and is very personal to us, and share that with children, and make a show that is enjoyable for children and meaningful for children, and also meaningful for parents as well. How do we produce content that as we're kind of releasing little bits of like behind the scenes and little promos for the show, like that parents will see and be like, hey, like that's a show that I want my kid to enjoy when it finally launches, and for the animation community of just like just seeing what it's like, and maybe getting a little bit of inspiration to kind of take the leap and pursue their own show. It's not easy, but it's I really encourage people to do it, and not get kind of so daunted and say like be their own rejection, like, hey, like there's no way it'll take off. Like just do it. If you're passionate about it, if you really love your idea, just do it. And another challenge that we've run into in building an audience is realizing kind of the grind of it. It's a lot of experimentation. It's a lot of talking to different people, a lot of networking, and like learning how other people have built their audience, and also just networking for the sake of just sharing your idea and having people like buy into the vision, buy into the show, and then also buy into like the showrunners as people, and so it's a grind. It's definitely a grind. You just have to keep going at it, keep producing content, and it may not. There's definitely, you have to get used to not having that sort of like instant gratification. Like you have to commit, and you gotta commit to the grind, and not get down about it when you don't see the number of your followers or the engagement with your content, they like exploding. You just gotta keep persisting, and it'll reward it'll reward itself in time. It takes a lot of time and effort for sure, and we're definitely learning that it takes a lot of patience, and just gotta keep remembering like why you're doing this, and just keep at it and don't give up. Because it's so easy, especially in this day and age with like social media, to get caught up in comparing yourself to other studios, to other indie animation, and just other people in general, and looking at like, oh, like my numbers are not as high as them, and like I'm doing the exact same thing they're doing, and it's not working, and it's like, I talk about this in one of my previous videos, that like one of the key things of being an entrepreneur is to come up with ideas of how to do things differently, to innovate, to take those risks and experiment and try and figure out, because at the end of the day, we're pursuing this show because it's something that is very personal to us, and something that we want to share with the world that we think will be very meaningful. That whole root theme of finding your fit over just trying to fit in, and teaching that to kids. And so yeah, that those are some of the challenges we've been facing with building your audience. And we keep on experimenting every single day, and trying to see what works, what doesn't work, and stick with the grind. So thank you for tuning in to episode 10 of Teddi, and thank you again for all of your support. Our Halloween promo is well on its way, and we're really excited to share that with you in the next couple of weeks. So thank you, and we'll see you again next week.